To infinity.
Are you trying to get me to pull your finger?
Don't fall for it.
No, not like that. Sorry, it's a thing your grandma and I used to do.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm just about to... So I'm just telling you right now, I just did my non-spoiler review for Lightyear, Pixar's latest film. I was disappointed by it. I would give it a rental on the double toasted scale, chat. I thought it did some good things, but it has a lot of issues, a lot of flaws. Weak supporting characters, in my opinion. But now I want to start talking about the spoilers in the movie, chat. I want to get into some more specific details. So, starting now, this will be my spoiler review, my very short spoiler review for Pixar's Lightyear. So, if you don't want to hear spoilers, you can go ahead and leave for right now, then come back in 10 or so minutes. But, chat, the first thing I wanted to say for the movie, in case you don't know, I kind of hinted at it already in my review, and it's kind of been hinted at in some of the marketing chat. But I said before, the whole premise of this movie, the MacGuffin, if you will, is this fuel experiment, chat. Buzz and the members of Star Command chat, both the scientists and the civilian contractors and everything like that, they're stranded on this alien world, with very aggressive life, chat, giant fucking evil bugs, and like from Starship Troopers and hentai plant monsters. There's that, chat. And the only way they can get off the planet is with this fuel source that they need. Like, it's hyper fuel, and they have to use these various soda combinations, chat, and they got to go around the sun to power it up or whatever. That's what they need to do. They literally need to power up some soda in a capsule, and it turns it into a crystal, okay? And so what happens is the first time they do this in the movie, when Buzz does this, wraps around the sun, things going all wrong and everything like that, the ship's malfunctioning, et cetera, et cetera. Well, he manages to complete it, but what happens is when he does this, it creates like a time-spatial rift for Buzz Lightyear. So time for him slows down, and it's only a few seconds or a few minutes when he does the experiment. But on the planet's surface, initially, time goes by 4 years, chat. And so when he lands there, people are like, oh my God, you're alive? He goes, yeah, it's been 4 years, Buzz. He's like, oh. And so where the movie takes place maybe for like Buzz Lightyear, like a few days or like a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. Literally, it's decades after decades, chat, for everyone on the surface. And we kind of see the lives of all these supporting characters in brief snapshots, like the character of Keke Palmer, not Keke Palmer, but the character played by Uzo Aduba of Elisa Hawthorne. We see her as she grows older. We see her when she gets married to her partner. We see her when she becomes pregnant. We see her when, her son is born. We see her when her son graduates, when she has grandchildren, everything like that. And then, Buzz but again, for Buzz, this is just a couple of weeks, but for her, it's her entire fucking lifetime. It's, 70 some years at this point. And then when he comes back from his other trips, she's passed away and she dies. It's probably the best part of the movie. Like I'm saying, that first third is really good. I would have liked to have seen more of their relationship, honestly. And I just needed some more scenes of him experiencing different chapters of her life and just being there, even for like a day or two or something like that. I just needed that, and there just wasn't enough of that. But I still liked it. I thought it was inevitably. I knew what was going to happen when he kept doing this over and over and over again, because he feels so profoundly guilty, chap, because he's the reason why they're trapped on that planet. He fucked up in the beginning of the film, where he damages the ship and damages the fuel canister with the soda, and it's like, shit. And so he feels like he's the only one that needs to do this time and time again. It's good. It's good. That, like I'm saying, that first third is really good, and she inevitably, passes away. And then it comes a point where it's like, okay, her position's taken over by this Admiral Burnside. And he's like, yeah, we're not doing that fuel soda project anymore, wrapping around the sun. We're going to build Energy Dome. He loves the Energy Dome to protect them from the various flora and fauna that are on the planet that are trying to eat them constantly. And Buzz is like, but you don't understand my RoboCat socks. He figured out the formula of soda, And so it'll work this time. And the guy's like, nope, not gonna do it. And so Buzz, him and Socks, they literally, this is where it gets kind of becomes like a little bit of a sci-fi thriller. And they break into Star Command. They steal the ship. They perform the experiment, and it works. The fucking soda becomes the energy crystal that they need. It's a rainbow, Chad. Happy Pride Month. It's a rainbow crystal. But what happens is that now it's like 20 years later for whatever reason. And so he lands on the planet, and that's when he encounters like Zurg forces. He encounters all the robots, and that's when he meets Keke Palmer's character and the community that is now sprung up. You know, basically this city that's sprung up is now protected by the energy dome. That's kind of then we get into like the second act of all, you know, with Keke Palmer's Izzy, who is the granddaughter of Commander Hawthorne, and then you know Taika Waititi's character, all of them. Now the next big spoiler in this movie, chat. In the film, we do see that, okay, Zurg is very much the villain. He's in his big fucking robot suit and everything. And it's like, okay, who exactly is Zurg? Because clearly it's like this is a robot. So what's this all about? Well, it's revealed that Zurg, the villain, is not a robot at all. In fact, chat, he is a version of Buzz Lightyear from the distant future. And I just realized, like, oh my God, I see what you're doing here. They're combining two different things. They're combining two different franchises, chat. It's Lost in Space and Dragon Ball Z. So remember, chat, well, first of all, in Dragon Ball Z, when Trunks time travels in the past, he's not going to be able to change his future. What he's going to be able to do is he's just going to be able to create a future where Cell and the androids don't exist. That's what this is. It's literally DBZ time travel logic. Like, oh, that's what it is, right? And the other part in the movie is Lost in Space. The movie, the infamous 1998 cinematic adaptation where I forget the fuck, is the Jared Harris character? I think it's the Jared Harris, who was a little kid, but he's older now. Jared Harris, spiders. Yes, it's that. It's Gary Oldman and Jerry Harris' plot line where it's like, oh shit, we're going to use a time machine to reverse everything. I'm going to power this, it gets weird because the old Buzz who is Zurg, he goes back in the past, but instead of, meeting Izzy and all that, he's almost arrested by Burnside and his troops, and he runs away, and he uses the fuel cell to go into the future even more by like hundreds and hundreds of years, and he encounters this alien ship, which is unmanned for whatever reason, which is a Zurg ship. So it's like, okay, where is the real Zurg then? Because that's the other thing that movie establishes, like, okay, this Buzz is not actually Zurg, so where is Zurg? That's the thing, because he finds this ship just adrift, finds all the Zurg bots, and he finds the Zurg like Iron Man armor. It's like Iron Man armor. And he uses this, and he's been trying to work on this plan of creating this time machine with the Zurg ship to go back and have it be where it happens before they even land on the planet. So to stop it from all this from happening. So he can be a space ranger, so he can save Isiah Hawthorne. It's like, I understand his motivation. But that's what it's going to be, Chad. It's a combination of Dragon Ball Z, timey-wimey shenanigans, and Lost in Space spiders. That's what it is with him. And because he's determined to travel back in time so he can make up for his past mistakes and become a space. He really wants to just be a fucking space ranger. He's like, I have not been a space ranger for fucking decades. I've had to become a fucking dictator, and it sucks. I don't want to be a dictator anymore. Help me, Buzz. Help me, me. And then, of course, inevitably he's like, no. Buzz realizes that like all these people, they had fulfilling lives on the planet, because he thinks of his friend Alicia, and she got married and she had children and grandchildren. He's like, nah, I don't want to take that away from her. And old Buzz, James Brolin Buzz Zurg's like, well, fuck you, I don't care about them. It's all about me. And that's, it sets up the conflict. And then what happens at the end, seemingly Zurg Buzz is killed. He's blown up, chap, but he's not blown up. By the power cell of soda. And oh no. And so they all have to live with, Buzz has to live with his consequences, and they establish Star Command on that planet. And I guess they are able to investigate like other quadrants and shit, and other regions of space, but they can't hyper travel anymore, I guess. They can't use hyperspace. I'm a little confused by. But the last thing in the movie, chat, because it's like, okay, well, Zurg's obviously not fucking, or Buzz Zurg is obviously not dead. And so we cut to space and we see his body floating up there in the Zurg robot armor, and it reactivates. So clearly setting up that, okay, Buzz Zurg is still alive. But what about the real Zurg? That's what I was thinking about, Chags. I'm like, oh, is the movie going to end where he's captured by the real Zurg, who is obviously still out there? Because in the movie, Buzz Zurg, older Buzz, he's going on like, I found the ship and I borrowed it. And it's like, you didn't borrow it, you stole it from someone. So I'm very curious about that. And if they do a sequel. But again, I don't know if they're going to do a sequel at this point. We'll see. I'm not sure how the movie's going to perform, honestly. I don't know, Chad. Apparently the box office so far has been a little soft. I mean, it's probably going to do well enough. Maybe what's going to probably, they're estimating like around $60+ million. That's good money, Chad. It's money in the bank, but we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, it's like it's a timey-wimey paradox. That's what's going on. They don't really explain that very well in the film, I must say. It's just like, I'm just a version of another Buzz from the future. I'm like, okay. I like Socks a lot. Socks is great. Socks, well, okay, so we do have two versions of Socks, chat. There is regular Socks, who is with Buzz throughout the movie, and then we also see older Buzz is kind of messed up, janky Socks, who is like has half his fucking face removed. So in the film, obviously, Buzz is like, you know what, older version of me, I don't want to go with your plan. He's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to kill you. And he's like, no. And at one point, old Zurg Buzz's Socks, he knocks out. He uses like a dart on old Buzz, and he's like, I bought you 5 minutes. Get out of here. And so, future Socks helps out Buzz, but then old Buzz fucking kills Socks. He smushes him. He's like, traitor. He literally smashes him in the face, just steps on him, chat, and just grinds him in the fucking robo pace and just screams, traitor. It's horrifying. It's like, oh my God. Even the audience, they were gasping when they saw Socks die so horrifically. But yeah, that's pretty much all the spoilers in the movie. Just not a lot. Not a lot of big reveals. I mean, people already knew there's some timey-wimey time travel, mumbo-jumbo nonsense. There's that. Buzz's Zurg is interesting, because like I said, chat, I mean, there's nothing to Zurg as a character. He's the enemy of Buzz Lightyear. That's really it. As a toy, that's all he is. I mean, he's clearly supposed to be reminiscent of Darth Vader. In the Star Command cartoon, he's just evil. He's just the evil emperor. That's it. And so I will say, at least they did something with him here. It's not all explained that well, and I just feel like they didn't give enough for things for James Brolin Zurg to do, honestly. So if they do a sequel, I hope they give him more to do. But yeah, that's pretty much all the spoilers. That's it, chat. Very, very cut and dry. No other big reveals, no other big third act reveals or something like that, or amazing character moments. Because kind of the weakest thing about this movie, aside from Socks and Buzz, is the characters are all kind of one note. Now, I mean, they inevitably they find the confidence they need, within that third act to get the job done and everything, and they're picked as Buzz's. Buzz, despite like him probably being court-martialed and thrown in the stockade, Burnside's like, Buzz, you did a good job destroying the Zurg ship and shit, so we're gonna give you're Commander Buzz Lightyear, and you're gonna be in charge of Space Ranger operations. Who's gonna be your team? We have the best, and we have the best soldiers here, and they call them Zaps. They call them Zap Brigade or whatever. And he's like, I just need these fucking schmucks. I just need these guys. I just need Taika Waititi and Keke Palmer and the other one. And he's like, all right, sounds good. And that's what they do. And that's what they do, Chad. It's like, okay, kind of wraps up what you think, and then we see Zurg going, I'm in space. And that's it. But yeah, it is what it is, Chad. It is what it is. But again, that's just how I feel about the movie. How did you feel about the big reveals? Let me know. What do you guys feel about those spoilers, chat? How you feeling? Excited? Disappointed? Just fucking nothing? Just numb? Let me know.